Welcome to another Tiermaker, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Wheeler Dealer. We have a special guest tonight, and he's waiting on deck. In the on deck circle, that's right, we're talking about baseball teams tonight, but not in the way that you might think. We are ranking these teams strictly on logos. We're ranking the logos only. That's it. So the list is behind me. I'm going to pull in my boy, ChefLucha. We just played a little Valorant, had some fun, and now he's going to stick around and help me rank these. Chef.
Yo.
What's up? So,
what is up?
I explained to everyone what's going on. Do you have my stream up, or if you want, I can pull this into Discord and stream it in Discord, whatever you need.
Yeah, I have it up.
Okay. Since this isn't something you have to worry about being behind or whatever, you can see the logos and we can talk about them that way. So usually
Gotcha.
if we're doing a tier maker and it's something, or if we're doing something where I need to have it up in like a Jackbox, where there's like a lag from the stream to my desktop, then we try to stream it to Discord so there's no lag that way. Okay. I think this is all the teams. I just found this list. It's ranked the baseball teams, except it's the logos. We're just ranking logos. I'm going to keep my personal opinion out as much as possible. Actually, no, I'll probably talk some trash on a couple of teams. Having said that. Huh? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Now, Chef, what's your background when it comes to baseball? How much of a fan are you from, let's say, S tier to F tier?
C tier.
D, as in Delta.
No, C.
Oh, C. Okay, so you're in the middle. So you watched some baseball when you were younger. Do you keep up with it at all?
Very little. I just know like who's gonna be in the World Series, who's doing shitty usually.
Okay, so this tier maker requires absolutely no knowledge of baseball whatsoever. So even if you were F tier knowledge, you'd be ready. So that's the fun of this. So we're going to do this about the logos. So can I zoom in a little bit and I have it in my head? Now we'll do this. Okay. We're going to try to do these in order as much as possible. So starting with, this is the Arizona Diamondbacks. This A right here. Can you see it? Is my head in the way?
Yeah.
Move my head.
Oh, no, I got it.
It's an A. I'm going to zoom in a bit. It's like it has fangs in the middle because Diamondbacks are snakes. And then on one side, kind of Diamondback. That's kind of original. You know, I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, so I'm gonna say mine before you do yours.
Yes, please.
I would say just based off of originality and the fact that it is an A, I'd say B.
The fact that it's an A, I'll give it a B.
Yeah.
I'm thinking high B, low A right now. I'm gonna put it in a high B. I love the fangs in the middle to make the A. That's what makes it for me. If it was just the A with the little Diamondback thing on one side, because it doesn't really look like a snake. No step on snake. It doesn't really look like a snake, but the fangs are cool, and they kept it with the A. So I think that's a high B. Maybe it'll end up as a low A as we're doing this.
I do enjoy the colors too, actually. That dark red.
Yeah, the dark red with a little bit of yellow. Their colors are different. They're one of the teams that, so many teams are just red and blue, or red and white, or blue and white. Their colors are a little bit different. Not like the Marlins, where and we'll get to the Marlins in a minute, where it's a lot of teal. It's like you could tell that team was created in the early '90s.
Yeah.
A lot of fans of Scarface. All right, the Braves. So you can't really see all of the logo in this because the logo is square, and whoever made this sucks. Sorry, you made this tier maker, DS Sports 5. I'm sorry. You cut off some of the logos in here. Trash tier. You
do better, bro.
Are a D. Yes, do better. You're D. I'm ranking you D tier. For the Braves logo, where would you put this? And you can say woke, not woke. I don't care. Whatever you feel. How do you think about this logo?
I would put it low B to high C because I do like the cursive on it, and then the fact that they still added the tomahawk in it. I do know like the Braves a little bit, and I do like that tomahawk in the logo.
I'm a little bit lower. I think the Braves logo in cursive is nice, old school type of logo. I like the font. Not other teams really do that. Have any sort of like a cursive logo. I mean, I'm looking through them. I'm not seeing any others. Phillies is kind of close, but not really. So I like the font. I like the dark red with the blue outline. The tomahawk is just kind of, I guess, all played out, honestly. I'm going to put it as it's kind of a low C for me, honestly. You had it as a potential low A, high B?
No, low B, higher
Low B, high C. Okay, so we're kind of with you on that. That's not so bad. Baltimore Orioles. Now, this is an older logo. This one is definitely older.
Honestly, just based off of the character alone, I would say like higher B.
Okay. So you'd have it maybe up there with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
I would say like either with or like right under the Diamondbacks.
I don't know what an Oriole looks like. I don't think it's that. That looks like Heckle and Jekyll. And the brim on the hat is really long. It's comically ridiculous. I'm sure that's a design decision. I'm sure that was a conscious decision. I don't care for it all that much. But having said that, high C, low B, yeah. It's not offensive. It's not bad. It's okay.
Okay, I have Googled an Oriole, and I'm like, okay, like it's actually an orange and black bird.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
So the team colors are consistent with the bird itself. That's cool. What about the Red Sox? And this logo is just actual Red Sox.
Okay, so based off of just classic alone, it literally like it's just the Sox and you know what it is. I would say higher B.
It's kind of iconic.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the word in there or a letter. There's no letters in there at all. It's just the oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Oh, the Washington Expos. Toko, what are you talking about? This list has everyone. Shut up. How you doing, Toko? The Red Sox logo is kind of iconic in the fact that you can see it and automatically know it's Red Sox. Bam. I will say, though, it does lose a little bit because someone did a really bad sew job on the toes and on the heels. Well, I'm going to say it's an A, though.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it does its job. You see it, you know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Cubs. So the Cubs have a couple of different logos. They have a bear. The Cubs are my favorite team, for those of you who don't know. And they have been since I was a little kid, and that was a long time ago. They have a couple of different alternative logos. They have like a bear type of logo from 1909, 1910, 1911, where it's like a bear standing up on its hind legs and it's holding a baseball bat. I love that logo. It's very old school, iconic. They have one from this.
That would be S tier for me.
That would be S tier. It's cool. Like, that bear is actually holding a freaking bat. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna go Revenant on my ass. Then they have one from the 60s time frame when Ernie Banks and them played, where it's like you're looking at the bear's face, but it's kind of a light blue and it's got these little round ears. I like that logo. It's pretty good. Then they have an alternative one that they brought like 15 years ago. That's like a bear cub that's like walking. I like that one too. This name tree.
Sorry, I googled like the Cubs logos and I'm just like, wow, they've gone through a lot.
They've gone through a lot, but they've been around for almost as long as the Reds. The Reds are like one of the oldest teams in baseball. This logo by itself is really lame. It's lame. I'm going D tier. I'm sorry. I love my Cubs, but that logo is boring. Here's a blue circle. We'll make the C really big and put UBS in the middle.
I would have said low C simply because of I hate minimalist designs, but of like minimalist designs, I would say it's one of the better ones.
I like minimalist, but just having the word in there, give me a little something else. You know, like the Braves, they've got that tomahawk in there. Okay, and then the font is a little different. I like that. This is just, it's uninspired. I'm sorry, it is.
Okay, hear me out. You keep the blue circle and the C, and then you just put a bear paw inside of the C.
You should be doing logos. Toko says, where are all the throwback logos? I didn't make the list. You had a problem with that? Why don't you tweet at DSSports5 and you tell them. All circle logos are D tier. Now, I didn't say that, But I'll tell you what, the Reds logo is exactly D tier as well. At
Let's say
least
that's kind of F tier.
it's the C for Cincinnati, and we just put Reds in there. It's worse than the Cubs one. You think it's lower? You think it's F tier?
Yeah, I think it's F tier. Like it's shitty, but it's like honestly, the Cubs one is better than that one. They could have done way better than that.
By putting, I mean, they just stole the Cubs logo, but the C for Chicago and C in Cubs lets them kind of stick UBs inside the C. Reds were like, oh, we can't, we'll just shove it all inside the C and we'll call that Cincinnati. It's like, we copied your homework, but we'll change it just a little bit so the teacher doesn't call you out for it.
Right.
You know what? You're right. F tier. Bam. White Sox. So I like the font. It's just Sox, but how do you know it's White Sox though? I mean, this is not good. I'm putting it above the Cubs logo because I like the design of it. So someone who made this did something different with it. But it's
decent. You know, the calligraphy is okay.
Yes. You'd go higher than that then?
No.
No, you're still D. All right.
Yeah.
Cleveland Indians. It's just a red C. That is the bottom of the F tier.
Yeah.
Get out.
That alone is F.
Boring.
Like, again, if I understand like why they changed it, but I would have kept that logo and just changed the color scheme.
So I'm looking up the 50s Cincinnati Reds. Oh yeah, that one. You're right, Toko. That logo. If you can see that. That's the old Reds logo. I mean,
oh, that's way fucking better.
Isn't that tight? Like that.
Why didn't they keep that?
It's a dude with a baseball face throwing a ball. Or is he throwing his own head? I don't understand that. No, Toko, what's on screen is what we take into it. Nothing to do. I can't say, well, the other logos are better. So no, what you see, what they put up there, that's what we're grading.
That would be
it's not the team history. I like the Cincinnati Reds logo. You're absolutely right. And
that's very that's original. You don't see anybody with a freaking like just a baseball and what do you call it, anthropomorphized or whatever baseball person.
Oh yeah, that's easy for you to say. So here's I'm showing up some of the more recent Cubs logos. So here's the one with the bear cub that's walking. That is one of their alternate logos now. It's in the top right.
I like that.
That one's neat.
It's realistic
for an updated version of a logo. This one here, I want to say is like 60s. I love this one. I had this on my car for a long time. So it's the Cubs logo, but hey, we actually have a bear cub that's like waving at you in the background. I love that logo.
Cute one.
This one
What's that one all the way to the right? That like weird looking bear.
This one from the 80s. So let me get this one real quick. I hated this logo. It was the 80s, and I don't know who. It's an owl. That's not a bear.
Yeah, it's a fucking owl.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Oh, which one? Oh, this is the one from 1910 or whatever. This is the one I was describing to you about a bear that's holding a bat.
Okay.
I like that because I like navy blue more than just straight blue. I like the color more, and I have a couple of hats that are that color with that logo on it.
See, that on like a gray jersey would look really nice.
Mm-hmm. And that's the throwback jerseys that they have.
Even like a white one. That would be really cool on a white jersey.
I'm trying to find the one that was kind of from the 60s era. So this is the one from like the 60s. This is the one that like Ernie Banks and them have. I have a throwback Ernie Banks jersey from the year 1969.
69, dudes! 69.
A 69 throwback. That one is the one that I like that one. It's not great, but I like it. It's as a personal favorite of mine. Okay. Pretty much all the old logos are cool. Exactly, Toko. Old White Sox logo. Let's do that one too. This Tiermaker is going to take forever. I can't be up till super late, but
that's true. We'll blow through some of them pretty quick. So.
Okay, yeah, we will. So this Sox logo is okay, although I don't understand why his armpit is completely carved out.
Oh my god!
Is that supposed to be a ball that's flying through? I guess.
The fuck?
But that's kind of an iconic
the joint commercial.
White Sox silhouette. Oh, this one right here from like the turn of the century? Yeah, that one's better than the one they have now. There's a White Sox in it, and then, yeah, like that logo's better than the one that's in this thing for sure.
Yeah, at least it's like up there with the Red Sox. It's like the same.
Yeah.
It's like fucking.
They're kind of ripping it off, but whatever.
Fuck it, why not? I mean, you're literally called the White and the fucking Red Sox.
Yeah, you're not that original. Okay, so back to the Tiermaker. Colorado Rockies. It's a C and an R, and I'm giving it an F and an F. Slightly ahead of the Cleveland logo because
Yeah.
there's 2 letters versus 1. That's it. It is F tier. Where's the mountain?
The extra letter makes it a little bit higher.
Where's the mountains in the background? Come on. That by itself is boring. They have some other better logos, but
If you would have done
bad.
like 2 like just basic triangle mountain peaks with like a basic line as snow, that would have been like at least a C tier.
Yeah, and that logo, that CR is really just like what was on the hat. So that's like the most basic of all their logos. Detroit Tigers. So I like that font. It's kind of like Old English. It can't go higher than a D with the rest of these, but I'm going to put it ahead of the Sox because she likes the D. Bad. Sorry, I'm kidding.
Okay, for the meme alone, okay, I can agree.
Are you with the meme? Okay.
I would have said mid C. I mean, just because it's like, yeah, it actually is a really nice like English font, and again, it's one of those things of you see it and you know it's
Instantly
Detroit.
know it's the Detroit Tigers, yeah. That in and of itself came from many, many years of using that logo. I'm going to fast forward over here a little bit to the M for the Brewers because it's slightly ahead of the Sox, but it's close with Detroit. I will say this though, the Milwaukee Brewers 80s logo is probably one of the best logos out there, and I'll show it to you.
Yeah, that M is just like, okay.
Milwaukee
M
Bucks,
for what?
no, Brewers. But they have the wheat there to show you that they're Brewers. No. This logo right here. That logo is badass. It's a baseball glove,
God.
but the M and the B are in it. How cool is
No.
that? That's a cool logo. Like they deserve props. The Milwaukee Bears had a better logo. Shout out to basketball. Well done.
See, that's a good original baseball logo.
It's baseball related and it has the M and the B in it. That logo, badass. I honestly, one of the best baseball logos from throwback perspective. This M,
We need more logos like that
It's
in the
more
Reds,
recent.
the original Reds logo.
yes, agreed. So this M, I'm gonna put it a little bit behind Detroit and above these other two, because it's got a thing of wheat in there. So Brewers, whatever. It's classy, but it's just an M. Houston Astros. What's an Astro? Actually, the logo should be a trash can, but all right.
That is like a good, actually, yeah. You know what I'm gonna? What is an Astro?
I'm gonna put this as a C. I think it's right there with the Braves. Maybe a little bit behind the Braves.
According to dictionary.com, an astro relating to stars, celestial objects, or outer space. So it's like it's an adjective.
So they chose that because of Cape Canaveral in Houston, right?
You know what? I mean,
But-
you kind of know, like, it's one of those things of like, if you're if you know a little bit about baseball, you'll know it's Houston.
Short for astronauts. Is that true, Toko? I mean, I would believe that. I will say this though. If you took out the word Houston and Astros in this logo and it was just the circle with the star and the H in there, maybe it's a high C because they get the point across more simply.
Yeah.
The fact that they have Houston Astros in there, okay, whatever. Not bad, not bad. C tier, I think is fair. All right, Kansas City Royals. This is a high A for me. A little bit behind the Red Sox, but not only is it a throwback type of logo that they still use, they have a little bit of a different font, kind of a more old school logo for the KC, but it has a crown on top of it because they're
you know what,
Royals.
honestly, like,
I
you
love
wouldn't
that.
I don't think you would have to know a lot about baseball, and you'll be like, yeah, that's Kansas City.
The crown makes it. The
Yeah.
crown makes it.
If
I
it
really
was
like the
just
crown.
the KC and the shield, it would have been like at least a D tier.
Well, you know what? Now that I say that, it's probably high B. It probably shouldn't quite be up there with what the Red Sox. Instantly iconic. You see it and you know it's Red Sox. You don't have to know anything about baseball and you can figure that out.
Yeah, this would be still. I think you would still have to know a little bit about baseball.
A little
to know
bit.
it's Kansas City.
Yeah. Anaheim Angels, I think, is kind of up there with B as well. They have a halo on it. I like the look of the A. It's very edgy. Literally, look, it's got thorns on it. Not sure about the thorns on the side. Don't grab it too hard. Grab the shaft. But I think it's up there, maybe even a tiny bit ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks, but not too much. I think the Diamondbacks gets extra points for having the fangs in the middle. What do you think?
I would, yeah, you know what? I would say it's like right with the Diamondbacks A.
Right up there with it.
Yeah, because it's still a pretty decent. Like, I feel like if you even what's that one movie, Angels in the Outfield?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, you don't have to know that much about baseball to see it.
Christopher Lloyd and Danny Glover think it should be A tier at least. You think? I'm gonna skip around a little bit because this P from the Pirates is trash tier. It's right down there at the C. Like, why? Why? It's a P.
know, like, yeah, I know more about Pirates because of Pittsburgh, because I'm a freaking Pittsburgh mark for like football and everything. But
oh right,
yeah, the plain P, just give me the fucking Pirate. Come on.
I'm moving the P above the C because the P has a little bit of some thought to the shape, and for some reason it has a foreskin at the bottom. I don't understand that.
I never really thought about it that way.
But we'll put it a little bit ahead of the C because the C is just they just chose like someone pressed C on a keyboard and said there's your logo, ship it.
Okay.
At least someone did something with the P.
If it was the P with like the black outline, would you rank it higher?
I'd put it maybe ahead of the Rockies.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe. Washington Nationals. I'm sorry. You can put the word Washington Nationals up there. It's the Walgreens letter. There's so many memes out there about this. Literally. Look at there it is. There's the Washington Nationals and there's the Walgreens. It's the same damn letter. How is that even a thing? How did they not get sued for that? It's a high F. It's a mid-tier F. You can't. It's a W. They stole it from Walgreens. The Washington Walgreens.
Sponsored.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a different opinion.
Oh no, I'm with it.
Okay, you're like it's the Walgreens. Toronto Blue Jays. What do you think?
Blue Jays. I would. I'm gonna let you say first because I kind of need to collect a little bit.
Okay. I like it. There's a bird. They got the maple leaf in there because Toronto, all that. I'm gonna put it near the Oriole, but I think the Oriole had a little more thought to it. I'm gonna put it slightly behind the Astros, so low C.
Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with that because like at first it takes you a second to look at it and you're like, you kind of gotta tilt your head just a tad when you look at it.
A little. Tokaboy says,
like could have done more with the leaf though. Like could have placed the leaf better too.
Yeah, it is just kind of like, well, here's some empty space. Let's slap that up there. I agree. Toko says, I will forever hate the Blue Jays. Batista can suck it. Yes. And not the wrestler Batista. We can watch that clip a little later if you want to see Batista destroying a home run and tossing a bat like 800 feet when he hit the home run in the playoffs. I watched that happen live. I couldn't believe it. All right, Dodgers. We'll go back in order here. Dodgers. So it is a cursive logo, so kind of like the Braves. There's a baseball in it. It's like it's flying out of the park. Did someone pitch that ball for the Dodgers and it got hit? Or is that one that the Dodgers hit? I don't know. I like the font. It's a little classy, but I don't know that the logo itself really does much for me. I think it's low C. Maybe even behind Toronto.
Yeah, I would say, okay.
What's the
Based off
Dodger?
of
How do you?
one, I would say low C.
What is a Dodger though? Like, at least the Blue Jays can put a Blue Jay. They can put a bird in there. Astros, they can put a star in there. Dodgers? Were they dodging traffic? Were they dodging the Brooklyn subway back when they were the Brooklyn Dodgers? I don't understand. I'm confused.
Based off of dictionary.com, a dodger is a person who engages in cunning tricks or dishonest practices to avoid something unpleasant.
That's your team name? Isn't it? The Houston team changes their name to the Dodgers. Okay. I'm going to knock out all these circle logos, like, really quick.
According to the club, the name originated in 1896 as the Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers.
Okay, so they were dodging trolleys. I was thinking they were dodging traffic, cabs or something, but it was quite a long
If
time
it was
ago.
just the LA, the blue LA, I would have ranked it B.
The blue LA is pretty iconic, but that logo itself, eh. Oh, I'm sorry. One more letter on SD, San Diego. It's behind the Pirates logo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, honestly, like,
Let's get that out of the way.
I would have preferred the actual Padre.
I'm gonna do the Devil Rays too, out of the back here. I'm all over the place, but I'm sorry. They're not called the Devil Rays anymore because that offended somebody. So now it's the Tampa Bay Rays. Give me a break. I will say the logo itself is kind of neat. In fact, I think it should be up here in the C's, but I don't think it's any better than that. I do like the R and the way it swoops, kind of like it is a Devil Ray. I can't say Devil Rays. I do like that. It's kind of original. We'll go high C. That's where I'm putting it. What do you think?
I'm surprised. Okay, so the Tampa Bay Rays, and you don't put a Stingray anywhere, really?
Well, let me find the better logo.
Yeah, I would say, honestly, I would put it a little lower. I would say mid-C.
Now, here's the old logo. It used to be the Devil Rays.
Oh my god, that is way better.
Yeah, that logo's better.
Holy shit.
But then,
Why don't you just do that and then take away the devil part?
yeah. All right, so that swooping with the R is supposed to be like the back of a Devil Ray. I'll give him some credit for it, but not a lot. I think high C is as best I can do. I put it a little bit above the Oriole. They did something with the R. That logo makes me think of Canseco. Oh my god, it's sad. But while we're down in Florida, let's do Miami and the Miami Marlins. Used to be the Florida Marlins. Now it's the Miami Marlins.
Wait, there's two teams called the Marlins?
No, it used to be the Florida Marlins, but then they changed the name to the Miami Marlins. I think they did that when Tampa Bay got a team.
Wait, I thought Seattle had the Marlins too.
No, the Seattle Mariners.
Mariners, shit. Fuck.
That's right.
Huh.
Miami Marlins. What do you think?
I would say, honestly, I would say mid-C. I do like the colors, and I like the fact that it's actually, hey, they put the whole Marlin on there.
Yeah, and I think C is where it belongs because with the Blue Jay head and the Oriole, I think it's maybe slightly ahead of the Toronto Blue Jays. Because to your point, they slap a maple leaf up there. Here are the Miami Marlins. It's a Marlin with a baseball kind of inside of it. That's good. At least the mascot's in there. Exactly, Toko. Exactly.
I mean, it's simple. It gets the point across.
Yep. Phillies.
Huh. You know what? I do like the cursive. I like that they have the Liberty Bell in there. Yeah, I would go B.
I think that's where it belongs. I think it's kind of the fact that they have the stars for the eyes.
Yeah.
And the Liberty Bell in there, I think it's really well done. And I like
really
that font with the P. Yeah, it's different. Nobody else has a font like that.
And then you get the red, white, and blue with that, so.
Mm-hmm. There's also that. I like that. Oh, we have a lot of circle logos. Twins. So that font is kind of from the 80s. That's the font they've been using since the late 80s. They switched it out. It's just a baseball behind it. I mean, I do like the font for Twins, but Minnesota Twins Baseball Club.
I would say, okay, I'm gonna say higher C, simply because the fact that they put baseball club in it, not a lot of people use the club word.
Oh, like football club in Premier League. I'm knocking it a bit more because there's a baseball in the logo and they still had to put baseball club. No shit, Sherlock. It's a baseball.
Plus, like, if you like, you could know, like the minimal amount of baseball stuff. You do know that's the Twins.
Yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do with Twins. Their old logo from like the 70s was two dudes that looked the same, like talking to each other in baseball outfits, and they had a ball. It's like they had actual twins in the logo. You want to look that up real quick? I'll show you. Minnesota Twins logo. Oh, Google's getting smart. There it is. It's Minneapolis and St. Paul, and they're shaking hands because they're across the river.
Oh, that's cool.
Where'd it go? Oh, that website sucks. Yeah, that's a neat logo. Win Twins. There it is. So the M for Minneapolis, the S TP for St. Paul, the Twin Cities. And that's why it's the Twins, because of the Twin Cities.
I like that. That's cool.
My dad lived in St. Paul for a couple years.
What was that movie where the kid ended up owning the Twins? Fuck, there was... Yeah, damn it, hold on.
I'm Googling it. Little Big League.
Yes.
Yeah. And Rookie of the Year is when that kid like breaks his arm, and when he comes back he can throw like 100 miles an hour, and so he pitches for the Cubs. That's a classic too.
Oh my god, I love 90s baseball movies.
Yeah, 80s and 90s baseball movies. Nothing beats Major League for me though.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Mets. This is another circle logo, but it has a baseball around it, and it has the metropolitan area and the Brooklyn Bridge, or whatever bridge that is in front. I like that logo. I like it. I like it enough to where I think it belongs in the B's somewhere. Maybe even ahead of the Phillies. Maybe even ahead of the KC.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the blue and orange. And the font is very different. All of that together, I think, is a really cool logo.
Even if you don't know baseball, you'll still know it's a New York thing.
Of course. They made it very clear. On the other hand, the Yankees. Yankee Doodle Dandy. It's got the red, white, and blue hat.
Okay, I'm gonna let you take this one first because you're the bigger baseball fan. Then I'm gonna say mine after.
You have your opinion? Okay, so I will say I don't put it as high as the Mets, but I still think it needs to be in the B's, if not towards the back of the B's, maybe middle back of the B's. I think because it's got a baseball bat with the hat on it, the Yankee Doodle Dandy hat. You know, my own opinion of the Yankees, F tier. But I do like that logo, and that is a classic logo that they've stuck with for quite a while.
Yeah, honestly, it's like that's one of the ones where it's like, yeah, you know what it is.
Now, Toko says, classic NY logo is straight up iconic. It is.
Yep. That I would have said A or S, because it's like, yeah, you don't need to know anything about baseball to see that logo.
Yeah, just the NY. Here's the thing. S is tough on that because I was complaining about it's just a couple of letters, but that font is something that you don't see anywhere else. It is so iconic. It would be up there with the Red Sox. I think I'd have to put it as an A. Because these down here are kind of just whatever. Like they tried to copy the Yankees.
I have just met you, and I love
Hey, Galactic Child with a raid. Thank you so much. We're messing around doing a Tiermaker. We're ranking baseball team logos because we finished playing Val. That is the only S tier candidate for me, and I hate the Yankees. Really, Toko? So if it was just the NY, you would have probably said S tier candidate.
I would have said so because you ask just about any tourist from like out of country that goes to New York, they will know that is the New York Yankees, and they will probably buy a shirt.
They all know that, yeah. Hey, a very weary bass, like a fish, or bass, like a bass. Drop the bass. Which is it?
Drop the bass.
Drop the bass. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. Anyone, man. Like the Dallas Cowboys logo. Iconic worldwide. I don't want to hear your take on the Cowboys, Toko. I really don't.
This is coming from a Pittsburgh fan too, so
I live in Dallas, and yeah, my take on the Cowboys. Go Broncos! We got Russell Wilson.
God, I can't wait for that.
Man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Weary, thank you so much.
Okay, when you
Spend
come
the
back,
channel
we're
points?
doing a fucking tier maker on
football?
NFL logos.
Okay, yeah, all right, done. That'll happen. I'll add that to my list. I have a list that I'm like a running list of ideas for tier makers. I'll add that to the list. I will say, Toko, you're right. The Yankees, the classic NY, like that logo in and of itself is so old and so iconic, and it's, when you see it, it has been around for so freaking long. Yeah, it would have to be like A tier. I would put it. I would be fighting with, is the Red Sox iconic logo or the Yankees iconic logo? They're both kind of really close. Like, who would be higher? That's a good conversation. But that's not the logo we have here. We have this one. And I still think it's a classic logo. I just don't think it's up there with A or S. All right, Oakland Athletics. It's the A's. It's green and yellow. It's pee and puke.
Okay.
It's with the Twins for me.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit lower because it doesn't say Athletics Baseball Club. But you tell me your thoughts. And maybe
If
I'll
it
move
was
it.
just the A, I would have put it higher. But with that like circle thing around it, I'm okay with where it is.
I like the A's logo. I like that it's got a lot of sharpness to it, a little edgy.
Yeah. Plus, you don't see that color combination. It's like, hey, we're gonna stick with this gross combination, and you know what? We're gonna fucking run with it.
They did. Toko says, pretty basic, but it's pretty nice. Yeah, it is. It is. Again, the old logo is better. Let's look it up. Oakland Athletics logo. Let's find the old logo. The one with the elephant on it?
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I do remember that one. Oh, that's not going to be big enough. How about that one? There you go. So I like that. I like that logo. I also like the one with the elephants holding the baseball bats. Although I don't understand what the elephant has to do with athletics. I really don't. I don't get it.
Or Oakland.
Or Oakland, right?
You know what? Based off of just what's the word? Like wild cardness alone, I would have put that in A.
Yeah. I see that gray Oakland green and yellow jersey and immediately think of the Bash Brothers from the late 80s of McGuire and Jose Canseco, the Royd brothers.
Oh god.
They used to be the Tuscaloosa Athletics. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Wait, where's Tuscaloosa?
Alabama.
Oh.
Seattle Mariners. So I like that there's basically like a compass logo inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty neat. It doesn't really have much to do with anything else, but it's original, and that the compass has that kind of sea green and navy blue colors in it. Sea green and navy blue, it's like the colors of the ocean. I think that's pretty neat. I think they did a good job with that. I think it's somewhere in the B's, but I don't want to put it ahead of. It's a low B. It's a low B.
I would say mid because I'm a huge fan of those colors, especially on the jerseys. I have a freaking
they look good.
I have a freaking Seattle Mariners jersey.
You do. So you would put it up there like with the Yankees and Phillies?
Yeah.
That's where you'd put it. Okay.
Yeah. Even though I said Seattle Marlins earlier.
Oh no, because you were just reading it. Giants. So this is iconic as well. That really dark brown and orange. But it's just a font on a baseball, and to me, I can't go higher than a C for that.
Yeah, it's too plain.
It's too plain. I'll put it kind of ahead of the Astros, but behind the Braves. Let's take a look at their older logos too. And
Would you put it higher if it was the SF?
So let's look at that. The SF is pretty iconic, and that on a dark brown or a black baseball cap, it's pretty tight. I like that, and I like the Giants. I've been to a Giants game. Their stadium is awesome. Really cool stadium. If you're ever in San Francisco, you owe it to yourself to go check out that stadium. And any type of food on the planet they have. So, and you know, baseball stadiums usually have a pretty good mix of food. Not in Texas, but on the coast, baseball teams, Seattle and San Francisco have such a wide variety of food there. But the right field, I sat in the right field bleachers, and there's only like 6 rows because the fence is so narrow, the wall is so narrow, and over that is the sound in the bay. So there's people out there in their kayaks, and if someone hits a home run and it goes over that wall, it goes into the bay, and you know, they paddle over there and try to get the ball out of the water. It's pretty cool. They used to be the New York Giants. That is correct. Toko. Yeah, so there's the 80s Giants logo. I see that and think of Dave Dravecki and his arm exploding. Man, that was, oof, wow. I see that 80s logo of the Giants, and it's so iconic. I think of Dravecki's arm exploding. All right, last two teams. I saved these for last because Toko used to work for the Texas Rangers, and he's in here.
Huh. I didn't know he used to work for the Rangers.
Yes, he did. And this logo, it's kind of boring. I'm going to be honest, right? They've got better logos than this. It's so much like the Twins. Red, white, and blue. At least the Twins have navy blue. I think the red, white, and blue of the Rangers is just kind of dull. Again, the older logo. So, all right, Toko. He's so mad right now. He's like, why didn't you find one with older logos? I just typed Toko Boy in Google. Texas Rangers. Toko Boy Rangers. Let's find the older logos.
Like a YouTube version of the Power Rangers.
Okay, so here's one. Here's a baseball with a pretty cool, like, 60s type font, and the baseball's wearing a cowboy hat. I like that. The T logo font I like too. Just a plain T. The T by itself is okay, but it's just a T.
Okay, imagine any kind of like team, and it's their first year in Texas. What's their first design going to be? Whatever the sport is with a Texas hat on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, sure.
I love that so much.
The Cardinals are no higher than like the Marlins or the Blue Jays because it's a bird on a bat. I do like it a little bit better than Miami, but not that much more.
I feel like it's still it's one of those ones that gets the point across.
Yeah, the Texas Rangers, like the actual Rangers law enforcement, wore those hats. The Cardinals themselves are F tier forever. Horrible team. Rot in hell forever. But I'll give your logo a little more credit. Your logo's better than the Cubs logo that's on this screen. All right? This is my disclaimer. This is not an endorsement of any kind. That Cubs
like
logo is boring.
Yeah,
I'm slapping 12 asterisks on it. Oh, not just because Texas got to have a cowboy hat. Yeah, but also, though, the Rangers, the Cowboys, the Mavericks.
A little too on the nose, are we?
The only reason the hockey team isn't the frickin' Dallas Six Guns is because they stole the team from Minneapolis.
Yeah. I would love a team called the Six Shooters.
Get canceled. Yeah. And it's the North Stars, by the way. I had a friend I worked with up in Wyoming when I was in college, and he was like, "No, it's the Dallas North Stars. They will never not be the North Stars. The Dallas Stars don't have hats." I know, because they stole the team from Minnesota.
The Dallas Big Irons.
But then the Minnesota Wild was the team that they got. By the way, what is it with cities that lose a team because of lack of support, and then 20 years later they get another team? Like, really? What changed? Y'all just decided you like hockey all of a sudden? Y'all decided you like baseball all of a sudden? When everyone's like, Seattle needs a basketball team. Y'all didn't support the Supersonics even when they were great. Sean Kemp making noise in the playoffs. Sean Kemp before he had like 20 kids. Let's do an over-under. How many children does Sean Kemp have? Do you remember Sean Kemp?
I do. My brother had a Sean Kemp jersey.
Oh, he was so much fun to watch. One of the best open court dunkers in the game. Him and Dominique Wilkins back then. Teams that moved from Minnesota, specifically the Stars and the Lakers. That's right, the Minneapolis Lakers. Yeah, because why would the Lakers in Los Angeles? Why are they the Lakers? There's no lake. It's not like any lakes. Here's the Tiermaker. It's been a long time since I've done a Tiermaker where I didn't have an S tier.
I was going to say, I had no S tiers and only one A tier.
Only one A tier. A decent amount of Fs, although I was a little harsh maybe on a couple of these. But come on, you gotta do better. Just, hey, Walgreens, we'll take that W. Come on. Washington Walgreens. The D tier, you could do better on these as well. And these teams all have done better. I should probably move the D up a little bit higher for Detroit. I'm going to put it as a low C. I think it
based off of this recognizable alone.
It is. We were talking about the Yankees and their iconic stuff. That D is iconic. The dude was iconic. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Put a blue sound effect whenever you make those jokes in the chat.
I should. And then that's the Tiermaker. I'm sorry. There's none of these logos are S tier. So again, you want to at somebody, DS Sports 5, at them and tell them, yo, this Tiermaker's kind of whack, bro.
You couldn't find any better logos?
Yeah, you could have done better. And you cropped some of these out poorly too. Come on. You got all this white space. Just pull it back a little bit. So that's my Tiermaker. Chef, thank you so much for helping me rank these logos. Some teams have better logos, for sure. But of these, that's the ranking. I'm sorry, no S tier. We should do football logos next time.
Oh yeah, then we'll go off on those ones.
Maybe you, me, and Toko should do a trio.
Absolutely. We should literally put like an hour and a half block.
That should be a longer one and just debate each other. Debate me. Because he'll say Cowboys is S tier, and then we'll have to like, go get the barbed wire wrapped baseball bat and stuff.
Tiermaker podcast.
Tiermaker pod. Listened to by almost nobody. No, this is fun. I appreciate it, and I am going to say I am out on this one. Thank you if you're watching this on YouTube. Thank you so much. Please click like or subscribe for more content just like this.